Item, better communication. We need better communication between stakeholders so we can understand what one person is doing on the left while you're trying to do something on the right.
All right, thank you very much. This has been very enlightening, and it's been a presentation that spoke to my heart because I worked in the field in Africa working directly with villagers for a number of years. And I know this is a man who knows what he's talking about, because the real answers, the real solutions start with very basic issues, such as learning the community. Not thinking so much of yourself that you cannot put yourself at the level of the people that you're trying to help. So I'm really pleased he was able to come. Dr. Blender juggled a very tight schedule to be here. Fortunately, he's going to be with us for the rest of the day. So I'm going to ask you to take advantage of any little moments that you can catch him and ask your questions.
Fellow Americans, people from other countries, lend me your ears, please, and the panelists. Thank you all so much. I think, thank you, Joanne and David, for putting together an awesome thing. And thank you, Jeff, for your very nice remarks, which I think woke everybody out of a coma, which were really good. And I hope we have an interactive panel today. And I see some of my students here, and they know that they can't sleep through my panel, so nobody can sleep. So. Well, the topic of the afternoon panel is inspiration and motivation for youth action. And as we know, we're going to be talking about global health and the MDGs. And my name is Minnie, Padmini actually. And it's not M-I-N-N-I-E like Minnie Mouse, but M-I-N-I. So what I would like to talk about for a few minutes is that global health has no boundaries. And health is a human right, and it's not a privilege of a few. But it's up to you, the youth in this room, because there's so much of synergy. You need to think as to what the thing about globalization is. Like I always say that a disease doesn't need a visa to travel. We need visas, but that shouldn't. But thoughts have no visas, and action has no visas, so we can reach out, to do what we have to do. And with globalization, just because we are in the US, we need to say that when we talk to so many people, they don't know what MDGs are. But let me tell you, what happens in another part of the world does affect us. So I would like all of you to put your thinking caps on, and we have three great panelists here whom I'm just going to introduce only for a few minutes before they start speaking. I have Claudia here, and my good friend and colleague, Levy, and our guest from Down Under, Adam Smith. Let's give him a big New York welcome. Thank you, Adam. You see, the New Yorkers are louder than you Aussies. So make sure we get the same welcome when we come to Melbourne. So now, I know this is 2010. We have 5 years down the road for the end of the MDGs. But what after MDGs? MDGs should not stop here. The buck should not stop here. And everybody has said that youth, yes, youth have really made a difference. And I just want to talk about 1 minute about Jessica Remington, who started this fabulous project. And she has really got together people involved. And this project is called, she started it in 2004 when she was 18, and you could Google that. It's One World Youth Project. And the thing about the One World Youth Project, it's the youth in the US who are connecting with the youth in different parts of the world. They have sister projects and sister cities, and they're working on Millennium Development Goals. And every year it's one MDG. And according to Jessica and her team, now these projects are there in over 30 universities on every continent. So you see, it doesn't need money. It takes a small band of dedicated people, and I think you're all sitting here. So without much ado, I could go on talking for a day, but we don't want that. We would like to start with our panelists. And I think the first person who is going to kick off this panel is Claudia. Abate, I hope I got your last name right, thank you, who is the Executive Director and the Foundation for Post-Conflict Development and Special Advisor to the Prime Minister of Timor-Leste. Her bio, her very impressive bio is there. I'm not going to read that, but a fun fact about that, she loves traveling and she loves to do New York Times crossword puzzles. And she divides her time between Timor-Leste and New York. So now the floor is all yours. Thank you.
Thank you. I have a slideshow presentation.
The mic.
Good afternoon, everybody. I have a slideshow presentation that I'd like to just make sure we start at the beginning because that's in the middle. And there we go. So, Chair of the second annual Pre-Youth Conference, Ms. Joanne Murphy, Pre-Youth Conference Coordinator and FPC Director, Mr. David Geppings, and all conference volunteers, distinguished panelists, distinguished youth, excellencies, and friends. It is my honor to be with you today to share the Foundation for Post-Conflict Development's experience with global health through quality leadership in Timor-Leste. This leadership has been in conjunction with His Serene Highness Prince Albert II of Monaco toward improving our common humanity in 3 ways: sustainable peace through maternal health, reforestation and nutrition, and an evolving legacy. There are no adequate words nor time to describe all of the health-related humanitarian actions of Monaco, for at present, these actions touch all corners of the globe. Timor-Leste is but one example of where heartfelt projects are ongoing due to the quality of Prince Albert II's leadership. This unlikely combination of North-South cooperation is also attestable to the leadership of the Foundation for Post-Conflict Development in turning the attention of the philanthropic prince to an often forgotten corner of Southeast Asia. I will present a glimpse of the FPCD and Monaco's health-related actions in Timor-Leste via slideshow images that translates into confidence building, achievement of the Millennium Development Goals, and a commitment to sustainable peace through health-related projects that focus on youth. Because of Prince Albert II's personal commitment to sustainable peace and the FPCD's mission of fulfilling the Millennium Development Goals, the root causes of poverty are being tackled in Timor-Leste through community-based approaches. For example, Monaco is the catalyst for changing the birthing culture of Timor-Leste through a partnership with the government of the Principality, the government of Timor-Leste, the Monaco Red Cross, and the Foundation for Post-Conflict Development. Through the creation of the very first maternity clinic, the Prince Renier III Maternity Clinic, the lives of mothers and babies are being saved. Together, we are directly addressing Millennium Development Goals 4, 5, and 8, namely, reducing child mortality, improving maternal health, and creating a global partnership for development. To date, over 1,000 healthy babies have been born, whereby the first boy is named after its kind benefactor, Albert. And I'm pleased to inform you all here today that not a single mother has perished in our clinic. The maternity clinic started as a pilot project and has evolved. It is now the model and is included in Timor-Leste's National Development Plan. On April 18-19, 2008, Prince Albert II made a historic visit to Timor-Leste to inaugurate the country's first maternity clinic. This special day coincided with the wedding anniversary of his beloved parents, Prince Renier III and Princess Grace of Monaco, a treasured fact by the local community. During this visit, the Prince also inaugurated the Pukora Youth Center, whereby he planted a symbolic tree with the center's youth leader. Now, what does planting a tree have to do with nutrition and health? I will tell you a lot. Prince Albert II's concern for the environment is encapsulated in the foundation that bears his name, However, above